Hello, everyone. We are back for more Detroit by Moonlight. I'm Rick. I'm the storyteller. Rye is back. Rye, do you want to quickly remind the lovely folks in the audience who you are, where we can find you?
Yeah, so I'm Rye of Rock and Rye here on Twitter and not on Twitter, but on Twitch and TikTok. Um, yeah, and if you, in case you forgot, I'm playing Amira, who tends to be the social butterfly of the group, who got into some trouble last season. Has been keeping low until
The last
now.
2 chapters, you kind of found yourself in some trouble.
I take no responsibility for that.
Yeah, none whatsoever. And if this is your first time watching Werewolf, first of all, let me remind everyone this is technically a horror game. We got some silly little guys or some silly big guys, and Amira, who's not a guy. But it can get a little dark, a little intense sometimes, a little violent. So if at any point during this, if our players get triggered or have something come up that is a little bit on the line that we need to take a break, we do have our safety tools. For those of you watching at home, just feel free to step away from the stream if you need to come back and watch it a later day when you're in a better place, or if you just need to walk away and not finish the stream, that's okay. We'll see you next time. But before we really get into it, I will forget if I don't say it. We are also raising money for the Trans Empowerment Project. So throughout this game and through the rest of the month, you can donate to cause chaos. Give me rerolls or heals to the enemies. Give the players rerolls or heals. All kinds of fun stuff. And every bit of it goes to Trans Empowerment Project. They are fantastic people. We really love them and want to help them out because they are in a really rough spot. So anything helps, even if it's just sharing the link. That makes a big difference. So, does anybody want to give us a recap from last time while we're getting ready to go?
I can try.
Sure.
I have something resembling notes. If I keep looking down, that's why. So Fawning is a relatively new member of the pact, and at the time, Riffraff was kind of going through it, so we held a super not intervention at a bit of a dive bar called Ma's Place. And while we were there trying to talk to Riffraff about what was going on, um, Fawning and someone else whose name I'm forgetting and didn't write down apparently.
Probably
Tr-
Bambi.
Bambi, thank you. Yeah, didn't write that down apparently. Bambi and Fawning tried this new drink, which was pride themed and very fruity, and we found out that it was I guess high key poisoned. Really, I shouldn't say low key poisoned. It was pretty poisoned by the worm. And Fawning of all people was able to resist its influence. Bambi went a bit nuts, picked a fight, and we had to intervene on that. Some poor dude definitely like woke up after being knocked out.
I was gonna say it was less of a fight, more she just beat the absolute shit out of some random person on the street.
Yeah, a one-sided fight.
Yeah.
We figured out, sort of tracked down at least one of the distilleries, which was part of that like poisoning process for this drink. while we were doing research on that, we had Amira actually and some other people basically doing a smear campaign against alcohol in question. I think William did like a TikTok we made the joke about.
Me and you
I
like
forgot
shot
about that.
barrels of it while claiming it was bad for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like any good
Funny was in the
TikTok.
background.
Yeah, finding a shirtless in the background, which is pretty much the best thing you could ask him to do.
Right.
Um, but basically, yeah, we managed to break into the distillery. We had some were rats helping us out with that, and managed to really fuck some shit up. And then we also stole a bunch of plushies and donated them to a shelter. Although Fawning kept one and now just has one in his room, I guess.
Yeah,
And that's
because
what you missed.
Riffraff did buy one, so
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and it was the Ten Tickles Pride Ale.
Yep.
Which I think we established you all didn't know immediately, but whenever you went to consult with Dungeon Raider, they let you know Ten Tickles is basically another subsidiary of King Breweries.
We
Our classic.
suspected it after we saw that worm corruption in it, but we
Yeah.
couldn't find a deal. Dungeon Raider could.
Exactly. They're the computer person, so they were all over it. You also made a new friend whose name I wrote down somewhere. And Sage Steelpelt, the other Glasswalker who went with you, was the new Garou NPC you met. Other than that, yeah, I think that's a pretty good recap. And so, pre-stream, we spoke about what Amira would have been up to aside from the smear campaign on Ten Tickles. So we are going to start this session at Club Thorn, a place that is obviously very near and dear to Amira's heart. Would she have gone alone, or would she have taken anyone else with her?
She'd have gone alone. If anyone followed her, that's up to them.
I'm sure she did go alone.
Be right back.
What's up? Oh, did he say be right back?
I think he's back, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so Rai, what would Amira be doing once she got to the club? It's maybe early in the evening, so not a huge crowd, about as busy as it was last time that you all got there. But late enough that the kindred who run the club and are often seen there would definitely be active. Which I assume is why you're there.
First things first, she's gonna see if she can get some wine at the bar. And she'll drink it steadily, keeping an eye out, kind of around. But once she finishes it and is going to hand back the glass, she's going to slide it across the bar top. But there's going to be a note underneath it saying, "Yeah, I need to speak to the boss."
And it's a little while. It seems like maybe they're trying to keep you waiting, trying to make you a little bit nervous before anyone really responds to your note. But from beside you, you see a shadow. And it says, "Follow me."
And she'll go. She knows the drill.
Yeah. So you just can see sort of this moving shadow. It's vaguely human shaped, but you would know at this point it is one of the goons that is obfuscated, but making themselves just visible enough that you would be aware, especially with your enhanced senses as a Garou, but other people probably don't even pay attention to them. They probably just think that you are walking through the club. And they lead you up the stairs that you previously saw Cirilla descend very dramatically whenever you first met her into the VIP section, where no one stops you at all. They let you come right in. And you see Cirilla is lounging on a very long couch with several, I guess, people from her entourage. They all seem to be human as far as you can tell.
At that point, Amira's gonna sit across from him, give him a smile. It's like, were you kind of hoping I was gonna bugger off?
Oh, I see my favorite little puppy is back.
Careful, Cirilla. You know what will happen if Dog finds out we're talking like this.
Oh, I'm not worried about Dog.
I don't think you would be, but still. I presume you heard about what happened up north, probably through the grapevine, right?
Oh, maybe you can enlighten me. I must not have heard what with the Milwaukee debacle.
Mm. Let's just say our ragtag band of puppies, as you would call us, got into some trouble with King Breweries to the point where they started bringing out their first brigade platoon squad. Can't remember, Rick. Pentex
First team.
But they brought out Pentex's first response team against us. And they brought the big guns. And yeah. They seemed to know what was going on at every step. And unfortunately, while we managed to get back here by the skin of our teeth, it's still not what I would call safe. While I've been doing my part, I would still like a little assistance keeping this pretty face of mine low for a while until King decide to back off just for a while so I can start resuming my normal activities a bit more openly.
And how, pray tell, would you like me to assist you in this matter? As you know, I'm fairly influential. I can do quite a bit, but what will you be doing in return is the most important question.
Well, let's answer that most important question first. I'm sure that someone of my talents, my social talents, as well as with my inroads in journalism, could be used to either make sure people give you peace and quiet so you're left alone, or maybe even funnel some few individuals here and there who are interested in a golf club for who might be, how can I put it, suitable for your needs.
Feeding stock, of course.
Yeah.
Well, you scratch my back or put food on my plate, and I will certainly return the favor.
What I need help with, like I say, the most is just kind of helping keeping a low profile. You know, on the web. On the web, I have my friend my Ken mate who takes care of my digital profile, but physically, yeah, it's a little bit more tricky. So, if you and your kin have any ways of obfuscating my physical tracks beyond the ones that I also know, but I'm very specific in use, then I'd appreciate it.
Are you asking for a bodyguard?
That wouldn't be a bad idea. Also, I say a bodyguard, maybe more of a shadow.
Oh, I
Just
have 2 of those. Suppose I could spare one.
and in return for their services, I will do as I mentioned. Does that sound equitable to you?
It's a start.
I'm sure there are other things you can find for me to help with, or that might crop up while I'm working on things that might be of interest.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be plenty that crops up.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, she just smirks and sort of gestures with her hand, and you see the shadow returns and escorts you out. Not forcefully, they're not making you leave, but kind of presume that your business is finished, and if you are headed out, then they will follow.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna head out. And I will likely at that point head back. That being said, I will warn them that maybe once we reach the cairn, they might want to hang back and stay out of sight.
Yeah, they know that they're not welcome there. That was made very apparent through the negotiations between the Sept and Cyrilla, that no kindred are to be allowed on cairn grounds under any circumstances. So you make your way back to the Sept. Fanning and William, what would the 2 of you be up to? Oh, you're muted.
Still can't hear you, Hippie.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Weird. How good was that smear campaign that we did for 10 Tickles?
I mean, you have national fame, and you did a pretty big TikTok with Fanning as the pretty face in the background. And actually, well, I don't know, right? Would Amira have participated in the TikTok? Because Fanning has a few points in Beautiful, and Amira also has some points in Beautiful. This is our pretty party.
Yeah.
It also just got prettier because I put my points into charisma.
Amazing.
Yes, absolutely, because that boost to the social stuff is always handy. So yes.
Yeah, I didn't want to assume. She does have, because Galliards are essentially bards. So for the D&D players, Amira is living up to the stereotypes of the horny bard. But yeah, I didn't want to assume, since you're trying to lay low, that you would want to participate in something like that. It's a little unrelated, but still does put your face on some things targeted at Ten Tickles and or King.
That's what Dungeon Raiders for.
Makes sense.
My logic, it's Dungeon Raiders there to kind of help with the digital footprint, and now I have a literal shadow helping me do the physical.
Yeah, fantastic. So the 3 prettiest, And Amira does have, I believe, a gun of her own and
Yes.
a little bit of firearms use. So, yeah.
Oh, she's been practicing
Nice.
So you've been
after
definitely,
off.
definitely hanging out with William and Funning then.
Yes.
Fantastic. I love how perfectly this is lined up. Yeah. So after this social media campaign smearing Ten Tickles and King, what would you all be up to?
Well, that's what I was asking. How good the campaign went.
Oh, I think we rolled for it and it went decently well. I mean, it wasn't like viral necessarily, but it was not unnoticed.
Well, I want to change that. I want to try and go viral. I'm just going to keep up with this.
Put
campaign.
oil on Foding's like abs, like.
Like I want to have like a TikTok monologue that's in 6 parts, but
Oh,
each part always has us
no.
destroying something.
I
Like-
think that they just changed it where you can post up to an hour on TikTok. So like,
Oh no! William does not understand it, so he's still doing the 6 parts.
amazing.
But yeah, I'm just going to keep up with that smear campaign because it gives me a reason to shoot stuff.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm gonna have this be a group roll since you're all participating in it. One moment, because I forgot to have the character sheet pulled up. I'm gonna start with William because you're gonna be the main person in this, since it is you who has the fame. What is your charisma, and then what is your best skill that you would like to use?
My fame is 4.
So your fame would be one of your backgrounds.
Yeah.
So that would give you 4 dots or 4 dice in this case
Okay.
to your pool. But as far as skills, what skill would you like to use in addition to your charisma?
I would love to use intimidation, but I don't think I can justify it. Could I use leadership? Again, to try to inspire people to act upon this, unsavory corporation and its poisonous practices.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Why not?
William becoming a motivational like TED Talk speaker, but it's on TikTok, so it's
I
like,
am a conservationist.
yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
All right. So I had fame plus charisma plus leadership.
Yep. I assume that's a decent number of dice for you.
4 plus 5 plus 2.
That's not
11?
bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Go for it. And then I would say probably charisma and I'm going to say performance for Amira and Funning.
Okay, I have a very important question before I roll things. Do I
Absolutely.
still have 4 rage?
I would imagine, because a little bit of time has passed, you're probably down to 2 unless you would like to still be at 4.
I'm gonna go down to 2. I'd love to. Okay, so
Yeah, because that risk of
Yeah.
frenzy
Also, sorry, you said charisma, and I completely forgot the other one.
performance, please.
I got 6.
Fantastic.
1 success.
I got 3.
Okay.
Oh
I have
wait,
no-
no,
I
do
have
I
no-
roll? Sorry.
Go on.
And then wait, I add because I'm beautiful. I add a dice.
Yep.
Okay, so still 1. I'm not very persuasive or
I
charismatic.
have no points in performance.
That's all right.
Enjoy.
You're very pretty. Yeah, so that's 10 successes between our group. Yeah, I would absolutely say with 10 successes, this goes super viral. It is going to potentially get you onto that like world stage a little bit. As far as fame, not enough to stay. You kind of have to keep that fame up in order to achieve that, but it gets your foot in the door on that like global level, which is both good and awful in a lot of ways.
I mean, King already wants me dead, so I'm like, this is nothing new.
Yeah, but going viral in a smear campaign goes from want you dead to want you and everyone you've ever met dead.
We're really
Technically,
hard
they
to
want that
kill,
anyway.
though.
You say that. There are ways. As we learned in Chapter 1, fire is one of them. That fire is very bad for Garou.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so after going viral with this TikTok, what would our pack be up to? What would you be doing to celebrate?
I was gonna be like drinking beer that is not developed by King.
That's a hard. You have to find like a local microbrew.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, King doesn't own all of like they have a decent brand, and especially because they have not maybe their like world headquarters, but they have a corporate HQ in Detroit. I mean, they have a pretty good presence here, but you can still get like regular beers and spirits and things like that. Also, that after you had essentially let Cirilla and Club Thorn know that King was trying to fuck them over, that now they are king free. So that is an option. But I also think with like your smear campaign and everything, if you had gone to like Ma and let her know, that I think that would be a pretty good motivator for her to not keep any king spirits or any of their like affiliates.
Yeah.
So
we,
if you
we
don't
can
want to
easily
go,
get some nice drinks.
what was that?
We can easily get some nice drinks.
Yeah, or Ma's Place is
Poison-free drinks, if not nice.
yeah. Ma's Place is a little bit on the more affordable end, but still worm free.
But
So would that be our place of choice, or would you be going to the club or somewhere else?
Mom's Place sounds fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you all make your way from the old Packard plant towards Ma's Place, I'm going to say whoever has the best wits awareness, give me a roll, please.
Mine's a total of 5.
5 for me.
I'm going to say William is not very aware. We have learned that.
Amira, do you want to do the honors?
I will, so long as I'm absolved of any responsibility. It
Yep.
goes down the pan. 3 successes.
Ooh, that's good.
Okay. So, something is off. The streets are unusually quiet.
Oops. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm going to stop and I'm just going to kind of glance around and then start muttering. William, Fanning. Does it seem a little quiet to you?
Fawning is not very subtle, so I think immediately when you say that, he's gonna like very noticeably look around and see like can he see anything out of place or suspicious.
Yeah. Go ahead and also give me wits awareness, please.
Yeah. Okay, so those are 2 successes on my rage die, but not like critical successes.
Okay.
And then okay, and then another 3 successes. So 5 successes. I rolled all successes.
Nice.
So you hear something very quiet, but because the 3 of you have been at the range quite a bit, I think finding you being a little bit more alert in the moment, you hear a gunshot, but it is strangely quiet. You wouldn't necessarily know this, but I'm going to tell you over the table, it is being suppressed. It is someone both far away and with a silencer. As Amira, you are going to take a bullet.
Oh, no.
It is math. Hold on. It is 4 aggravated damage.
That was 1 away from death.
Yikes. So
very uselessly, Fawning starts like patting himself down, looking for a bullet wound as Amira's like body, I guess, just explodes. Like,
Yeah, and she kind of hits. I'm assuming there's at least one car nearby. She kind of
absolutely.
crashes into a car and starts slumping and holding where she's been shot.
I'm immediately going to try to grab Amira and take him to like an alleyway, something that breaks line of sight.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you do, Amira, this wound feels like nothing you've ever felt. It feels like we'll say you got shot in the shoulder. Your shoulder feels like it is on fire. It's not an incendiary round. Several of you got shot with those last time, so you know what that feels like. This does not feel like that. This feels like the worst pain you've ever experienced.
For the purposes of maybe something really bad happening, was this a holy weapon?
No.
Okay, then it's fine because I have a bane against holy weapons. So if that had been a blessed sniper rifle, I'd be probably dead.
You know, the classic Catholic snipers.
Yeah, those damn Catholic snipers blessing their bullets and saying 100 Hail Marys before taking the shot.
It's just
the
the
Vatican's got money.
Yeah, in this universe, yeah.
It's not an incendiary. She's in Homid form, so it wouldn't. Silver wouldn't do anything right now.
It wouldn't necessarily hurt you. It wouldn't cause like damage, but it could still be painful.
With my experience in firearms, could I try to extract whatever is hurting them?
Yeah, you could try to remove the bullet from her.
While that's happening, also, Fawning is going to try to find, like... Okay, well, actually, real quick question. There's no one else on the street? Or, like...
You don't see anyone.
Okay. I think... okay, I don't think... Yeah, we're close to that. I think Fawning's going to try to find where this bullet came from, basically. Like, try to find the shooter and is going to mess them up, if possible. I need to find them first.
I will just say it's going to be hard to do because it is a sniper, but I won't even make you roll because you had a really good wits awareness. I think that hearing the gunshot, you have a very strong idea of where it came from. And so as you kind of poke your head out of the alleyway, you hear another gunshot, and the building next to you, we'll say it's a brick building, you see a little shower of bits of brick as a bullet lodges into the wall. You assume that they probably did not miss on purpose.
I'm gonna... Y'all, on a meta level, how bad of an idea is it just to go, like, Krenos form and try to find this person? Because I think...
There's no one around. You're not going to cause delirium.
Yeah, I think that's what...
There's no one around that you see.
That I see.
Yeah.
But
I'm worried about the munition they're using.
What?
I'm worried about the munition they're using.
Right.
If going Kronos would be worse.
Yeah, going Krenos with silver is bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if... I think Fawning is just intelligent enough to keep it to human form for now.
Sure.
but he is not intelligent enough to stay undercover, so he's gonna like kind of be like at least car to car be moving towards
Right.
where he thinks this bullet is coming from, but is like moving.
So you have a pretty strong sense of where it came from. It is at least a couple of blocks away, so it's going to be pretty hard for you to get there quickly before they can like run. Not to say that you couldn't track them, but just for your information.
He's still gonna do it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm
I
not
mean,
saying don't do it.
You could
just
borrow
do it.
my rifle.
He's not thinking that far.
Yeah,
He has a
that's fair.
baseball bat. His friend got shot. So yeah, he's gonna be not again like going cover to cover, but is trying to make the way to the building in question.
Yeah. Funding, please give me dexterity and stealth. And William, I would like dexterity and firearms, please.
Okay.
Because you're trying to pull this bullet out of her, and that's definitely a dexterous task.
Okay, that's two. So it's a total of 3 successes. 2 of those were on my rage die, but none of them were critical.
Okay.
3.
3? Yeah. So, Funning, you are able to stay undercover enough that they clearly know if they were to miss and shoot like one of these cars, it would set off an alarm that would get people's attention. The fact that it's silenced, it's pretty hard for people to notice. It still makes some noise, but it's pretty quiet, and they're far enough away that it's probably going to draw the attention to where they are, not to where they're shooting anyway. But yeah, you're able to sort of start making your way in that direction. And William, you are able to extract this bullet, and it is 100% silver.
Wait, I'm certain it's silver, or it's 100% pure silver?
Oh, you're certain it's silver.
Okay.
Yeah, if it was 100% silver, it probably would not be a very good bullet.
But probably hurt Garou pretty hard.
Yeah, but I mean, silver is definitely enough.
All right, well, I'll take that out and just like put it in a pocket or something, so it's out of the way, and like see if I can tend to Mara as best I can.
Amira.
I do name Amira.
It's all right. Words are hard. I get it. Yeah, so Amira, you just had a bullet dug out of you. Probably, I'm assuming, with just like a Bowie knife because it's William. On the streets of Detroit. So super hygienic.
Can we get
And-
infections?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you are going to be able to fight them better than most people, but yes.
Okay. Now I know.
Yeah.
We're about to find out if Amira specifically can get infections.
I mean, William
Amira
keeps his
doesn't die
knives
in-
clean, if that's anything.
There you go. Yeah, Amira doesn't die from like combat or vampires. It's just from like a staph infection.
Yeah. It's not death by snoo like I'd imagined. Also, Rico, I'm assuming this being shot increases my rage by 1 because I took damage.
Oh, definitely.
Thankfully, I wasn't in a different form
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because that would have been a death blow.
Well, maybe.
Well, yeah,
You couldn't heal from it, and you would be taking damage every round that it was in.
that's the problem. 4 damage plus the 1.
Yeah, I mean William was on top of it though.
Yeah.
But so Funning has already started going after this sniper. What about William and Amira? What are you doing?
Is Amira still conscious? Are they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Right.
imagine while the knife was like in her shoulder, it was probably a little touch and go on consciousness. But you're Garou. You're tough.
Well, I don't know where the sniper is, so I'm going. If Amira's all right, I'm gonna go see if I can take the sniper out.
Yeah, and as you turn away from Amira, and Amira as William kind of steps back because he is quite large, both of you notice Funding is not with you.
Well, Let's hope they're going towards the same target.
Go find him. I'll keep myself safe. She pulls out her 9mm and nods.
All right. You say so, and I'll go try to chase Fanning.
And Amira, as you say that, and William starts to go off in search of your compatriot, you hear the sound of walkie-talkies.
Oh.
How close?
Sounds like the other end of the alley. Like they're doing some kind of search pattern.
Shit.
And I
Okay,
can't be very far.
is there a dumpster or something I can hide behind or in?
What was that about infections again?
Yeah. Let me first ask you: are you staying in Hamid form, or are you shifting to like Hispo or Glabro? Because in those forms, you can heal.
I'm gonna shift up to Glabro
Okay.
at least. I'm gonna, so I need to
Going
make a
classic wolf.
rage check real quick.
Mhm.
As I do that, which I fail.
Okay, so you lose a point of rage, but this is I wouldn't say a no pressure situation. There's some pressure, but it's not like a immediate life or death. It's just a medium pressure. So I would say you're able to shift, but you do lose a point of rage. So just one currently.
Yep.
So very close to losing the wolf, but it's all right. Everything's fine.
Oh no, I
Nothing-
still got 2 base plus the 1.
Oh
We
yeah,
should start with 2.
that's right. That's right. I can do math.
Rick, we have all established that math is not your thing.
Yes,
you don't have to hide that.
I'm lying. I'm not
I'm
a
almost
math.
wondering maybe going lupus might be a good idea.
You cannot heal in lupus.
No, but at least you can get away quicker.
True.
I can also get away quicker in Glabro because it's +2 to physical tests.
Oh, yeah,
So
Yeah, that's fair. So, Amira, as you shift, you are able to restore 1 of your hit points. But, William, you see, because Funning is not just sprinting off, that he is obviously going from like vehicle to vehicle or down alleyways. You kind of catch the tail end of him, but not the literal tail because he's still in Hamid form.
He's 6'3", even like stealthing, he's still a big dude. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe even like humming to himself as he's
The Mission
stealthing.
Impossible theme song.
Exactly. And you do notice that occasionally, especially whenever he's not near a car, there will be like a small shower of like bits of concrete or brick, as it seems like the sniper is coming very, very close, but not quite hitting him as he is actively like somewhat dodging and weaving.
All right. With the impact sites, can I get a rough idea where the sniper is?
Oh yeah, I mean you also see like where Fanning is headed, so you have a pretty decent idea.
All right. Then I'll draw my rifle, scope in hand, and see if I can put an end to this.
So from where you are, you don't necessarily have a great shot. Also, I will remind you, you have a ridiculously, in your words, a comically large.
Oh yeah.
Can you remind us what rifle it is? Because I remember it is like the most ridiculous thing in the world. But
It's it's called the Super Mac or Big Mac. It's the largest.
Carry like a
hunting-
guitar case.
larger. It's the largest hunting rifle allowed for sport and game.
is it the 950 JDJ?
That's it.
Right. Yeah. So I'm looking at it on Wikipedia. It's like almost as large as this man's palm who is holding it. It is enormous.
Yep.
And
it'll probably set off some car alarms when it goes off.
it's gonna set off a lot of them, yeah. Because I'm American and I don't really know ounces, Wikipedia gives me the ounces. It's 8.2 ounces, or it says just over half a pound for the bullet.
Yep.
So
The most American part of this this system is letting us have
exactly.
guns like that.
It is 1/4 of Big Mac.
Amazing. Yeah, I would say you're able to get a shot. It's not a great shot, but also this is a giant bullet. So go for it.
All right.
Give me
That's
dexterity and fire.
firearms. That is 5 and 4, so 9. 4 successes.
Okay. Yeah, tell me how you do this.
I see Fawning drawing cover or drawing fire, so I use like the back, like the trunk of a car to brace against, and I just line up. I wait till I see the glint of a scope of some kind, and then I just wave him goodbye.
So, Fawning, you have occasionally been able to see this person poke their head up as they're going to take a shot, and you see that they poke their head up one final time before their face becomes a red mist and disappears.
You just
And
hear Fawning just,
go ahead.
fuck yeah!
And you hear this deafening bang, quite the opposite of what this sniper has been doing. As
We've been to the range. You know who this sounds.
Yeah, glass shatters nearby in multiple vehicles and store windows. Car alarms for several blocks start going off. And you hear now shouting from the alleyway where Amira had just been recently. Not from Amira, but from what sounds like very tactical individuals. And you hear, well, you probably couldn't hear it very well over the car alarms, but Amira, you can absolutely hear the sounds of quickly approaching boots.
Can I flatten myself against like a wall or like an obstruction? So like if they're running down the alleyway and there's a dumpster, I can flatten myself against the dumpster, like Metal Gear style, so that the cars run straight past.
Pull a cardboard box over you.
I mean,
It's an alley. There probably are cardboard
there probably
boxes.
are. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'll allow it. Yeah.
Fawning is still shouting gleefully, like, fuck yeah, good shot! That was awesome! And turning around and hauling it back to the alley. Doesn't seem that upset that, like, the ability to beat this person to death has been taken from him.
Because death was still on the table.
Death still happened, so that's what matters.
I wish there was a way. There is a way for me to sound the alarm and say, "Hey, be careful."
Right.
But I would immediately get detected right now.
Yeah. And also, you don't have a lot of health at the moment, so...
Yeah, just let us run into it. It's fine. Fawning's beefy. Like, this is what he does.
Oh, yeah, we are chunk.
Yeah.
So, as you turn around to head back, you immediately see William still recovering from that shot. Because even as large and strong as he is, it's still going to hurt. I imagine you could probably see, like, if he has a sleeveless shirt, a bit of a bruise that would be healing fairly quickly, but still a very noticeable bruise. And William, are you turning back as well to check on Amira?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so as the two of you head back towards the alley, before you can reach said alley, you see a dozen of these, William, you would recognize the same kinds of people you saw who followed you out of Detroit and attacked you on the highway. So these very like militarized individuals. Amira, as they run by, you see Pentek's first teams, but you also notice that in addition to that emblem, there is a specialized addition to that. And you see a wolf's head below that logo.
Would it be reasonable to assume that these are specialized? This is a specialized unit of werewolf or Garou hunters.
Yeah, so Pentek's first teams, again, over the table, you wouldn't necessarily all know this, but for you as players, Pentek's first teams are like humans who know about the supernatural things and are trained to deal with them. They don't always do the best at dealing with them, but in theory, they're pretty good at handling things like werewolves and vampires. And yes, it's pretty reasonable to assume with that wolf emblem that these are more specifically trained to deal with Garou.
Oh dear. And they're still maneuvering even though we've set off every alarm in the tri-state area?
Oh, absolutely. They are headed straight towards the two of you. Seem to know exactly who they are looking for. Rifles drawn. And one of them, who seems to be sort of the leader, like they start to fan out because there's quite a few of them, trying to encircle the two of you. And one of them, who seems to be the leader, just says, "Give up now, and you don't have to die."
We're on a normal street in Detroit and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I have never been to Detroit, but I have lived in a lot of cities, similar to Detroit. Are there any beer bottles laying around?
Oh, definitely.
I'm gonna grab a beer bottle and try to throw it at this dude's head or this person's head. I shouldn't assume.
Dude is gender neutral, in my opinion.
Dude is gender neutral. It's true. I'm from California. Dude is gender neutral.
Yeah. Also, I've said it a million times. I was a '90s kid, and Keenan and Kel.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just, it applies to everyone, unless they don't like that, and then I
Yep.
won't. But yeah, absolutely. Give me, I'm gonna say, just straight up dexterity,
Just dexterity. Okay.
because it is an improvised weapon. So
Yeah. And remind me, fives are not successes, right?
right, 6 and above.
Okay, 6 and above. Oh, that's rough then. No successes.
Oh, no.
Bad day. Bad day for my throwing arm, apparently.
So what I'm gonna say is, because beer bottles are surprisingly hard to break, you huck this at him. They're all wearing helmets and like goggles, and you're pretty sure that, from what you can tell, it seems like they're wearing some sort of like gas mask, not the full-on like respirator style, but more of an improvised, or I guess not improvised, but like a specialized kind. And so you just see it like bounces right off of this person's helmet and then shatters on the ground, of course, but not on.
Fonding's very disappointed in himself.
I'm gonna try and respond to this individual.
Okay.
It's like, the alarms have been sounded, and the local PD is coming. We can all walk away from this, or we can all die to this. And I'm gonna try to intimidate them.
So before you can, he responds. We'll say it's a he. Don't worry, we have the police under control.
Damn it! Still gonna try and intimidate.
Go for it.
Charisma intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
It is 5 plus 3. That is 8. There's got to be some greenhorns in that group. Ooh, 6.
6 successes.
Yes.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's decent.
Just cock the rifle as I'm doing it.
So it does seem like the majority of them are a little bit shaken, but immediately, actually, let me stop myself. What are you doing to intimidate?
I'm basically declaring that no one's walking away from this alive, and I'm
Okay.
reloading my rifle.
Perfect. So the person who seems to be in charge says, "All right, it's decided then," and several of these commandos start to fire, but you notice they're not shooting bullets. And I need the two of you to give me a dexterity and athletics roll, please.
8.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's 1,
I haven't been keeping track of this, but I got 4 10s.
2.
Damn. So you got 2 crits.
I got 4 10s and an 8.
Holy shit.
I got 3 successes. Just normal successes.
So, William, we're gonna resolve yours first because Fawning will have a different result. So,
Uh-oh.
Just a bit.
There's
yeah,
one more thing to consider. Where were the 10s? Were 2 of them on rage dice?
No, they were not.
Damn.
My rage dice was my last die, and that was the 1 and the 8.
you only have 1 rage?
No, I have 2 rage, I thought.
Oh, okay.
No, I got a 1 and an 8 on my rage dice.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so William, you notice that they're not firing bullets. As they shoot these rifles, you notice that below the regular barrel, there is what sometimes for like military use would be like a grenade launcher, launches out nets.
Oh.
And you notice it is dark or darkish. You notice that there is a metallic glint as these nets come flying at you. And I'm going to say that you just use the barrel of your gun and swing it, and you're able to bat away several of these nets that are coming at you. Funning, you are able to get out from under a couple of them, but one of them does wrap around you and knocks you down to the ground.
How pinned am I, to the point of can't move pinned or struggle pin?
It's a struggle.
Shit, and I am gonna try to like roll. So when you wake up in the morning, your blankets are kind of on you. I'm trying to do that
Yes.
just to just get them
Yeah.
off. Get them off.
Absolutely. Yeah, give me the same roll. So Dex and athletics. Unless you have something that you would argue you could use
I
instead.
think strength and athletics because I'm
Sure.
pushing it off of me. Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh boy. 3 successes.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to, and immediately several more nets pin you down.
Yeah, there's
This
like 20
process
of them.
goes on. No, this process goes on for a while. We could.
Yeah. Amira,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Because they seemingly did not notice you.
What do I want to do here?
Call for backup?
You just hear
I will say,
like
yes, that was what I was
swearing
thinking
from
of doing.
Fawning. Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Right, so in my cardboard box, I'm going to pull out my phone and I'm going to. Do I have any bars? First off.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not being jammed.
Seems like they were less concerned about that, more concerned with let's just get them as fast as
Yeah.
possible.
This was a
Okay.
blitz.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to send a text to Silverteeth and Bambi, both of them, and say Code Red, Antex first, Wolf Hunters, dislocation, badly wounded sniper squads attacking William and Funning.
And as you send that text, like as you hit the send button, your cardboard box is pulled away from you, and you see a familiar looking kindred. It says, Jesus Christ. You let yourself get shot. And now you're hiding and texting. You're an embarrassment.
Huh?
It's not Cirilla, it's the shadow.
A little different when it's a silver bullet from a high caliber sniper rifle.
Excuses. And we'll say that you would know that this particular kindred is a Tremere named Unilla. So you know probably enough, especially from having done a little bit of research, to know that this is not necessarily kindred are all better at fighting than your standard humans, but Tremere are sort of the nerdy wizards of vampires. So maybe not the best brawler, but still better than nothing.
Problem.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
They're problem solvers. As long as the problem's not combat.
Yeah.
They're the more kind of I cast fireball type.
Kind of. Less fireball, more fuckery with blood, but yes.
Well, seeing as you're more tactically minded, do you have a suggestion?
Well, maybe don't let your friends get captured or killed. That's probably a good idea to start with.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do what John did, aren't I? Oh,
I mean, I don't know who John is, but he's not here, so probably don't do that. I'm guessing.
oh no. I'm gonna have to Hulk out. Do whatever you feel is necessary. But if I start looking enraged, don't like I'm gonna start swinging at anything that moves. Just stay away, or subdue me. Either way. And she's going to shift up into Krynos.
Okay. Yeah, give me your
Let's
2
go.
race checks.
Both successes.
Fantastic. Yeah, so you are able to shift into your war form. And because it's been a little while since any of us have shifted into Krynos, remind us what Amira looks like in full werewolf form.
In full Krynos form, Amira is a good 8 feet tall. Her fur is like raven black, just like her hair. It's definitely a bit longer than your average werewolf's. Her claws are also definitely more kind of pointy and lengthened, again because of how she usually is when she's in Hamed. But she is, yeah, she's definitely kind of I wouldn't say goth werewolf because that has implications, I suppose. But she's, yeah,
I mean,
she's
I'll allow it.
yeah, she definitely has that kind of gothic edge to her.
Yeah.
When she's in Krynos.
I love it. So, what would your first move be? Because I will say, you could definitely, even over the car alarms, hear the conversations because they would have to be shouted in order to be heard.
Throw the dumpster.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
And so you said to Unilla, do whatever, and their response is, I was told to protect you. That's my responsibility. Anything else we can negotiate. If you want me to eat these people, I'm not opposed, but that's going to cost you a little extra.
Amira is thankfully not in frenzy, so she will kind of let out a small, I say a small growl, but it's Krynos. So it's definitely an edge to it, and nods before, as if to assent. Yes, we can. I will pay an extra price for you helping my pack mates, as she goes for the dumpster to throw it.
Which I'm gonna say, unless you see otherwise, that translates to your Krynos form just growling "kill,"
Yes.
because you can only say like one or two, basically Hulk
Murder.
style. Yeah.
Head off.
Yeah. So
Beast.
Buffet.
because Unilla is maybe a little faster, even just because they got the drop. You see that they immediately come up. So William and Fanning, mostly William, because Fanning, you're struggling a little bit at the moment, see that one of these commandos suddenly has a shadow behind them as their head is ripped bodily off.
You're
Like,
so
full on-
fucked now.
Full on Predator style, like ripping their spine out with it.
Ooh. Ugh.
Yeah,
That's a
no,
trophy.
Fawning just tells that, to the like the commandos, like, oh, you're so fucked now.
As he's still under this net.
Oh
Struggling.
yeah.
And very shortly after that, Amira charging out in full Krynos form. Amira, what would you be doing?
She's going to leap and go for the jugular of one of the other commandos.
Okay. Because their backs are to you, I mean, you could go for the neck.
Oh yeah,
It's the same thing when you're this large.
Yeah, yeah. She's trying to tear someone's throat out with a bite.
From the back.
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
get behind them.
Absolutely.
Thing, yeah.
We're going straight back to chapter 1 with that. I would say give me strength and brawl, please.
3 + 4 because it's a physical test. I'm in Krynos. So yeah, good.
Yeah, otherwise Amira's not very good with the physical.
That's 2 10s for a start.
Hell
So
yeah.
that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Okay, so 2 10s and then 2 more.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. You are able to absolutely leap onto one of these, probably not even on it, just running at them, and then tear into the back of their neck. And probably also very similarly, just rip their head off. And I'm going to allow you to just disembowel the one next to them because you rolled really, really well. So with that crit, you absolutely take out 2 of them.
And
So
Fanning and William just hear Amira in that kind of half feminine, half monster voice just go, "Beast."
So Fanning, let's resolve your net troubles first.
Fawning
Yeah.
like a cat in a plastic bag.
I was gonna say, I do think that if he sees Amira who has, shifted into Krynos, like, okay, no, we're doing this, I think he would also shift into Krynos.
Perfect.
So let me
Yeah,
roll
so
the rage.
2d10. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 5s. Do I even make it?
Okay, in this situation, because this is combat, you do not shift. You fail to shift.
Okay.
Also, you lose 2 points of rage.
Yeah.
What does that put your rage at?
I'm at 0 rage, so Fanning is not doing
lost a
well.
wolf.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, you could still howl at the moon because you have not done that tonight, and that would give you a point of rage, which would allow you to potentially shift on your next turn.
Okay. Can I? If I howl at the moon, I get 2 points of rage because I have the moon riled.
Ooh, that's
So
perfect. I forgot
I will
about that.
say that Fanning tries to shift and is like not able to. Kind of it's this weird case of like the bloodlust is almost like clouding his remembrance of how to force that shift.
It
And
happens
so
to lots of guys. It's fine.
yeah, please consult your doctor if your werewolf form lasts more than 6 hours.
Oh, someone please clip that.
He will howl the moon then. So just whoo, and I will get 2 points of rage. So hopefully next time I'll be able to solve that problem. But for now, I'm still trapped underneath the net.
Absolutely. I will say, because you were not able to shift, I will still let you roll your strength and athletics to try to get out from under the net, though.
Okay. Okay, hold on.
Whoa.
2 successes, so probably not then.
No, you're able to. I mean, you're at this point.
They're a little distracted now,
Yeah.
which helps.
Yeah, I mean, they're no longer just immediately blasting you with more nets as soon as you throw one off. So,
Like ripping
you
it off, standing up.
yeah, just that cycle. It's very
Yeah.
embarrassing. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give you another point of rage just because you were being humiliated. You can have that one just as a little gift. All right,
We're closer to 4.
All right, so what does William do?
All right, William is going to put his back to the wall to take cover, and I'm just going to lean out and try to pop the leader.
Okay, go for it.
All right, that is just double checking all of my stuff. 5 plus 4, that is 9. Pop goes the weasel. 4 successes.
Okay, and I think, established that your gun, I'm going to say it's a +4. Yeah, so shooting at this leader, it does seem like there's something about them more than human. You're not quite sure, you can't put your finger on it, as they seem to step out of the way supernaturally quick, but they have put one of their allies in their stead, so their subordinate takes this bullet in their face.
Ouch. He missed.
So you've now taken out 4 of the 12.
All right, and I'm going back to the cover.
Okay. Perfect. So they are now going to act. There are still 8 of them, and they do have silver bullets and automatic rifles.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right, I'm going to do some rolling real quick. And then I need, if any of you are going to try to dodge, I need dexterity and athletics.
Do I get a bonus for having cover?
I'll give you a bonus die for that, yeah.
Dexterity
and athletics.
If we dodge, does that take up our action for like fighting next round?
No.
Okay. Then dex and athletics it is.
Because this is kind of the first initial, mix up. Next round will be a little bit different because it was more or less a surprise round.
Ooh. 4 successes, 10 on the rage die.
Just 110?
Just 110.
Okay.
I had a total of 4 successes. 2 of those were critical, not on rage die.
Gotcha. Okay.
3 successes for me.
Oof. Well, I have bad news because they critted. So they have 5 successes. So that unfortunately beats all of you. And with silvered weapons, let's see, so 5. Okay, Funning, you got 4 successes, correct?
4 successes. 2 of those were critical.
So
okay, so you got
2 10s.
2 10s and then 2 others?
Yeah, 2 10s, 2 others.
Okay, so actually that gives you 6 successes because critical makes it double.
Counts as double. Okay, yes.
Yeah. So you actually are able to dodge.
There's a car, I just duck and roll.
I'm going to actually start with Amira just because math is not my strong suit, and you got the lowest. So Amira, with your 3 math, hold on.
Is this just death?
Maybe.
Ooh, that's a good point.
'Cause you have the
I mean, it's
extra
not.
health from being Krynos.
Krynos, yes.
Yeah. That's true. And I'm gonna allow you. You didn't tell me, but I'm gonna allow you to heal 2 of your wounds because Krynos can do 2.
Yeah, I assumed because I was taking a different action, I wouldn't be able to regenerate, but
It's not quite a free action, but it's pretty much a free action.
Okay.
Yeah. So hold on, math again. So, what are you at?
I'm
Right
at
now?
1 aggravated right now.
That's what you have left.
So grand total I had in Krynos form is 9 health, and
Okay.
I'm currently at 1 aggravated out of 9.
When you shifted, you didn't gain health.
Yeah.
Because
No,
you
that's
should
when I
have.
gained health. Yeah, I'm at 5 base plus 4 for Krynos.
Okay. Okay.
So that's 9. Yeah.
So you would be at 5 then, whenever you shifted, right? Because you were at 1.
No, I think I'm revert because I healed some in Glabro as well, so it's down to I had 3 aggravated at the time. You just let me heal 2, so now down
Okay.
I have 1.
Okay.
Basically,
So
yeah, I have 1 damage
you've
right now. I have
taken
1
it.
aggravated
Okay.
damage on my.
Okay. I was just making sure that I was following, because otherwise, you might die.
Basically,
But
if you do 8 aggrav, I think it's either 8 to equal. Is it equal or over to kill?
Well, I mean, at this point, it wouldn't really matter because you are lower on
Yeah.
the health. But thankfully, they only do 3 aggravated. It is silver, so yeah, you cannot heal that. You will also take damage every round that you are in Krynos form with the silver bullets in you.
Got it.
So keep that in mind. It's only 1 damage, but that's going to add up pretty quickly when you've only got 2. William, you are only going to take 1 aggravated damage because you rolled higher.
Okay.
And because it does half. So.
Ow.
But it's the same thing. Actually, it's not the same thing for you because you're in human form. So you do still take the aggravated damage, but you can still heal whenever you shift, potentially.
Yeah.
If you don't have silver in you. But you can't heal in human form. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's complex. This is where Werewolf gets a little bit
Crunchy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not horribly so, but just enough. So, with that, we're going to go back to Amira.
Time to slash up another one with claws this time. So she's going to charge it and like the next one in line, so to speak,
Yep.
and start kind of shredding. So that would be. No, that's plus 4, so it's 7. 7 again. Oh. 4 successes on the brawl check.
Okay, and are you using claws or teeth?
Claws.
All right, so it's plus 3. Yeah, let's see. What did they get? Ooh. All right, so math. I'm so good at this. Okay, so they're gonna take a lot for humans because humans don't take very much damage to kill. So yeah, you're able to shred through another 2 of them. How do you kill these 2?
First one, you see Amira kind of get behind them and just like cross slash their into their back,
Mm-hmm.
and just leave deep wounds through their armor and such. and the second one, who presumably is like turning to prepare to fire at a close range, that one gets clawed out, basically gets their helmet broken and their face just mangled.
Love to see it. All right. Fan Ning, I know you would like to wolf out.
Yeah, I had a quick. Okay, I have some silly questions because this is the first
Go for
time
it.
I've done all the things. Um, okay, I have a thing called Raging Strike. Do I need to be
Mhm.
a werewolf to do that?
It
Because
should
it just
tell
says
you.
make a rage check to get bonus dice to a brawl attack.
I'm gonna say that one. I don't think you have to be. If I remember correctly, there is something that you can use in any form that's similar to that. But let me
It-
look.
My
Yeah, it
razor
doesn't say any
claws
on
is any form.
Yeah.
What, right?
Well, what did you say, Hippie? Because you might go
My
before me.
razor claws. It says if your current form doesn't have claws, you gain claws.
Okay. For Raging Strike, it says the Garou channels the rage directly into their blows. Cast one rage check. It's a free action. The player makes a rage check to gain bonus dice equal to their glory on a single brawl. So basically, pass a rage check and
Okay.
you get bonus dice in any form.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I was like, this is where I tried like looking up as much as I could about werewolf, but there was like a lot of stuff about this
There,
yeah.
game.
there really is.
Anyway, so okay, I will try to go into Krynos form. I have 3 rage right now, so I roll all 3 dice.
Well, no, you'll just
Or
roll 2
I rolled.
Yeah.
Okay, I still only
because
roll 2
it's
of
only
them.
2 rage checks to go into Krynos and 1 for the
Okay.
other 2 ones.
Okay. 1 success, 1 failure.
Okay. So you do lose a point of rage, but you
Okay.
are able to shift.
Okay. So yeah, fawning. I don't know why I just pictured clothes flying everywhere. It's just I think of werewolves like that. I think.
I mean,
Probably
that
yeah.
makes sense. Like, you all have
Yeah.
the right of dedication, so whenever you shift back, you have clothes that are already there. But I absolutely am okay with you just like Hulk ripping off your
It's
shirt.
just a shirt. It's weird. Fawning keeps the pants, but shirts all the time. Just rip. It's a curse of being pretty. Um, yeah, I think Fawning, yeah, like 8'3" hulking werewolf. Not necessarily super long claws or like fangs, but just like this beefed, like caked out werewolf, like um and just mostly like dark gray, not quite black fur, with like streaks of like russet red.
Ooh.
Particularly around the like jowls, you know.
Yeah.
Um, almost like a beard. Fawning doesn't have a beard, but like almost like if he did.
Yeah.
That
Um,
beard.
yeah. And he's going to leap for whoever is nearest. Whatever poor schmuck happens to be nearest to him.
At this point, they're kind of all equidistant from
Okay,
you.
just jump at one of them. Um, and yeah, jumping and trying to shred them with his claws.
Yeah. Give
Okay.
me a strength and brawl, please.
Okay, I will hold on to this. There's strength and brawl. This is a lot of dice. Okay. Oh no, I just dropped. Okay. Um. Okay, so let's do. 7 successes.
Jesus.
That's gotta be 3 of them.
I have a lot. I have a lot in strength and brawl. It's like all I am good at is hitting things
That's okay. That's okay. And being pretty.
and being pretty.
Yeah, the important things in life. Are you using claws or teeth?
Claws.
Okay, so that gives us a total of 10 minus 2. So, yeah, you are absolutely able to take out 3 of them. How do you do it?
So the first one, Fawning like jumps on and just sinks his claws into their chest and like rips out almost the alien parasite style, just inside out. There we go. And then going to toss the body aside, jumps onto another and just Wolverine style and goes on to a third and does like the same thing. And I think it's like hunched over this poor corpse, claws embedded, like snarling at whoever is still around.
Amazing. Yeah. At this point, there are only 3 left. One is the leader. The other 2 seem absolutely terrified, and those 2 are going to try and run. The leader disappears.
Do I have the ability to act on that, or have I already done enough actions?
I would say because you just acted, probably,
Yeah.
but William could for sure.
Like, define disappear.
It's hard to say.
Can I try and take one last pod shot at them before they disappear into the ether?
Sure.
All right. I basically need a crit for this to work. 5 successes.
Okay. Yeah, I think you are able to hit them, wound them, but it does not appear to kill them.
Yeah, I didn't think it would. But I gave them a nice reminder.
Nice is one way to put it. Yeah. I will say, before they fully disappear, you return the favor that they gave to Amira, shooting this person in the shoulder, and you see that what comes out of them is not blood. It's black, and it sizzles as it hits the ground.
Okay. Can we grab some of it in a beer bottle real quick before it disappears?
I mean, are you doing anything about the other 2 commandos who are running away?
If they're running, if they're running, Amira or Fawning will take care of them.
Yeah. So you are absolutely able to attempt to, but as you go over to scoop it up, it disappears
completely.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So to our Kranos compatriots, are you hunting down the other 2, or are you letting them go?
Fawning is definitely going to hunt them down. I have a thing to try to stop them from running. Let me double check that this is the right thing. It's literally called Halt the Coward's Flight. And it says, I emit a fearsome howl. I can only, I guess, do it at one target. And then if they're still within 50 meters of me, I need to do, it says resolve plus honor versus composure survival. And it's a rage check. This is a lot of, so what do I start by rolling?
I would go ahead and roll your, let's do your rage check first, just to see how that works out.
And I roll 1 dice for that.
Yep.
Because it's only the 1. Okay. That's a failure.
Okay, so you
my downer rage. Okay, I have 1 rage left. That's fine.
Yeah. So then go ahead and roll your opposed.
Okay. I think I'm rolling resolve and honor, and then they roll composure survival.
Yep,
sounds all right.
Okay. I'm decent at this, I guess. 2 successes.
Perfect. They got 1 success.
Okay.
And in this case, I wouldn't normally say that we can use it on more than 1, but because these are humans, I'm going to allow you to halt both of them and tell us what it looks like for you whenever you do this. This is a supernatural ability. It's not just because you're scary. It's something almost borderline magical that you're doing. So what does that look like for you?
Yeah, so Fawning turns and looks at these 2 retreating cowards and his eyes, which are usually like a dark brown, even in Krynos form, glow bright red as he lets it like a this supernatural howl that just sends a chill down even people who he is like friendly towards, chill down like spies of anyone listening. And I imagine these two grunts just falling to the ground, like holding their heads, suddenly besmirched by just sheer cowardice that like leaves you like just can't even move, just paralyzed where they stand.
Yeah, I mean, I think absolutely like shitting themselves in fear is accurate.
Yeah,
uh,
their pants are brown.
good thing they were black to begin with.
Yeah,
Hides those shameful stains.
yeah.
So, Amira, are you acting as well?
There's a problem.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think about how Amira's still in control for a start.
Mhm.
She has not frenzied. However, on a meta level, over the table level, if she shifts out of Krynos, she is capped on aggravated.
Right.
So, and she cannot heal because she's got silver in her body right now.
Right.
Which, the moment she takes, no, it wouldn't matter if she shifted into Homid, but she'd be at least probably comatose. It's up to you as GM. So, honestly, Amira, again over the table, if Amira spends another turn attacking things, she'll take another point of damage, and that will push her over. She won't be able to drop.
It would do that no matter what, whether she attacks or not.
Fair.
We will resolve that. I'm not killing Amira. I will let you know that, because that would be a dick move to just be like, oh well, sorry, you're dead.
Well, to be fair, she's had how many seasons?
Right.
How many scrapes?
But I'm also not going to do that without talking to you first. But we will resolve that momentarily. There won't be consequences, but I mean, I'm not killing you.
She's pissed off enough that so I'm gonna mark a second. Willpower off. And she's gonna chase after Farning to go and bite, and she's definitely gonna bite one of them this time and go for a head tear again.
Yeah.
Maybe also throw the lifeless body into a car that's already got an alarm going off.
Yeah. So I think Funning probably resolves his howl and his ability first as you are sort of starting to run. So you hear this howl sort of behind you as you're about to pounce. And then very shortly after, you have bitten into, we'll say, the shoulder of this commando. Funning leaps on the one next to you. And so I'm just picturing like Amira doing that classic dog thing and just like shaking them until the body flings with the head still in your mouth. And Funning, how do you finish off yours? Because they're humans who are not fighting back at this point, so you're going to kill them.
Yeah, I think Funning's just gonna go over and jaw not unhinges but almost unhinges over the head and then just snaps down. And when his head pulls back up, the human's head is no longer attached to the body.
We've gone from like one decapitation per chapter to like this chapter.
It sounded like a really good idea, so I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like,
oops, all decapitations.
If you got anything above the shoulders, it's not going to stay there very long.
Yeah, that's fair. It's all exploding heads and tearing them off of shoulders. Yeah, perfect. So as you all have murdered these commandos who were trying to kill and or capture you, you notice that the streets are still strangely quiet. you feel like you're being watched still, but nothing happens. Funning, would you shift back to Hamid form, or would you stay in Kranos for a while?
I don't think I can because I'm already low on willpower. So I think that yeah, he has to drop as soon as like the immediate threat is gone. He does have to turn back into like homage form.
Sure.
Is now shirtless. Pants totally fine, just shirtless.
Maybe a little torn, but you know.
Like the edges are torn, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's in a way that was clearly intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Amira also shifts back to human form because you only have so much willpower. Immediately dropping
Can I do one
unconscious.
thing? Can I do
Potential.
one thing before I drop? Frank?
Yeah, what's up?
Can I use the Howl of Assembly, especially now they're all dead?
Remind me what that does again.
If I pass the charisma and honor check, I already passed the rage check to be able to use it.
Mhm.
But basically, everyone within 100 feet more, if I get more successes on the charisma on honor, will get a willpower back.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
So I will roll charisma and honor, which is 5. It's not really a social test. It involves beauty, so I won't invoke that. But that is 3 successes, so that's an increased range.
Okay.
But yeah, anyone within X, at least 100 feet more, because I've got more successes, gets willpower back, and then she shifts back and drops.
Yeah, and like a sack of potatoes drops to the ground unconscious.
We lived
Maybe.
Maybe.
for now.
So now that murder has been had, I'm gonna say that Fanning, you notice a tugging on the leg of your pants. And looking down, you see a raccoon pulling on your pant leg, trying to get your attention and pointing at the alley where you had been just a few minutes prior.
I assume that I do notice that Amira is like on the ground. I will.
You could hear the thud very clearly.
Yeah, the thud. So Fawning is also very well aware of his own lack of medicinal knowledge beyond like if it's bleeding, stop the bleeding. We'll shout at William, take care of her, and I'm gonna check out this alleyway because this raccoon really wants to get my attention. So that sounds like a great idea right now.
Yeah. William, what are you doing?
I'm going to try to patch up Amira as best I can with what
In the middle of the street, or are you taking her to the alley?
to the alley, of course.
Okay. Just had to clarify because you never know. So, William, you are carrying Amira over to the alleyway. I think that you've probably had enough experience. They don't normally possess creatures whenever they try to communicate with you, but you've communicated with the spirit jester enough times, and you know that they do present as raccoon-like in a very eldritch, terrifying way, but cute and terrifying at the same time. You can guess that this is probably Jester, who has started leading Fanning over to the alley. And so you see this raccoon sort of talking with its hands, but just chattering. It's not able to speak English. So Fanning, I'm sure it's a little confusing, especially because you have yet to meet Jester, at least in any of our sessions. So if you have met them in character, you probably wouldn't have a lot of knowledge.
No, I'm
them.
picturing, in the Emperor's New Groove, Kronk doing squeak, 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 squeak. It's like that, but it's just gibberish. Fanning's like, yes, yeah, okay. What is it that Mr. Raccoon? What would you like to show me?
And you are sort of talking with this raccoon. William, you are working on getting Amira sort of taken care of, maybe stabilized a little bit. Yeah. And quickly, you see several very familiar forms. Garou from your pack, or not from your pack, from your sept, who materialize from out of the Umbra. And you recognize Bambi, for one, as well as Silverteeth, who is the sept leader. And so they immediately go to help, doing what they can to remove the silver and stabilize Amira, who is still unconscious but not dead. So that's a plus.
Do they notice the swath of bodies?
I was gonna say something about that actually. Yeah.
You know, if you mention it, maybe.
And I'll let Fawning do it.
Yeah. So as they appear out of the Umbra, Fawning will be like, Amira over there needs help. You missed the good stuff. And Fawning, actually thinking about it, will go over to one of the dead bodies. I know you said earlier they have like patches. I know one of them is a Pentex one. Fawning's gonna rip both patches off just so we have it, and we also have the wolf's head just as a reference.
Absolutely.
Not the whole vest, just the patches.
Yeah.
And we'll go back to the others with this like scrap of cloth.
Love it. Yeah. And so you do notice that Silverteeth, does what she can, but she's not the medic of the group, but immediately kneels down and is talking and seemingly actually understanding what Jester is saying. You would know probably because she is a Theurge that she's a little bit more on the spiritual side, would be able to use like penumbral senses to see on the other side, have a little bit more of that. And pretty quickly, they just say, okay, we need to all get out of here. Don't worry about the bodies. That's on them. I'm sure Pentex will have some kind of cleaner come through to deal with that. That's not on us. I really could care less what happens to them. If anything, if the police find them, that may be some publicity that could hurt them. So let's.
Is Amira going to be okay?
Well, she's very injured. I think the best thing to do would be to get her to safety as soon as possible.
Yes, let's evacuate the area.
Yeah, and so she leads you all.
Before anything, I can't help but get the feeling we're still being watched. They had one sniper. I doubt they only had the one.
Well, I think if they had other snipers, this would be the prime opportunity for them to take us out, and they don't seem to be doing that. So I think getting out of here is more important.
Okay.
And so as she turns and starts to walk away, she starts the rite of Shadow Passage, leading you all into the Umbra, with probably, I'm assuming, William or Fawning carrying Amira.
Yes.
And as you cross over, so I'm sure that Fawning has probably been in the Umbra before, but just because it's the first time in this chapter that we're crossing over, I'll give you a little bit of a visual. I always picture the Umbra as being sort of like those blacklight posters where everything's kind of dark, but there's the neon edges around it. But because you're in the city, there are some things that look like buildings to an extent, just because Detroit is not a new city. It's been around for a little while. But mostly, instead of buildings, they look more like engines, like the engines of automobiles. But they are all full of spider webs. And you see these large spiders that you would probably know to be pattern spiders, which are servant of the weaver, kind of more on the neutral side, that they're giving you a wide berth. They're not bothering you, and they definitely seem to pull away as you get closer to them, and they are just crawling all over this. And Silverteeth, mentions very quietly, "We're not alone, and I don't mean the pattern spiders. We need to hurry."
Bully.
And you all make your way as quickly as possible. The Umbra is a little bit treacherous. It's not always exactly the same every time. Even people who know it very well can easily get lost if they're not careful. But you are in a decent sized group with people who are very experienced at umbral travel. And so you are able to make your way back, not quite directly to the Sept, before you cross over. We'll actually say that you go to the other cairn that was reclaimed because it's near-ish to the Sept, but it's not going to lead them straight to you. And any of you who would look can see the forms of several dark, shadowy wolves following you. William, because you were there last chapter, they look a lot like the wolves that were hunting you at the end of chapter 3, which you would know to be Black Spiral Dancers, Garou who served the worm.
And now possibly Pentex.
Potentially.
Or we're just that unlucky.
I'll mention that to the pack while we're moving.
Silverteeth just kind of through gritted teeth is like, I am well aware. That's what I meant. That's who is following us.
Do we fight them or keep going?
Keep going.
Yeah, she does not even slow down to answer. She just continues on. And so you are able to cross back over. So this cairn that you go to is a park that has been fairly recently established. If Amira had told you, she probably would have told you that it had been a long time ago, essentially a cairn that was used by the cult of Fenris, which are, again, the sort of basically Nazi werewolves. It had been reclaimed after it had basically died off, like the spiritual energy had died, and your pack have sort of loosely claimed it and re-energized it. And so it is sort of a safe-ish place for you to cross back over. And yeah, as you do, you can tell that you have been followed across the Umbra into the physical world.
You don't like being hunted. What do we do now? And I look to Bambi and Silver.
Silverteeth just says, I'm going to take Amira back. You do whatever you need to do.
All right.
Just a growl building kind of the back of Fawning's throat.
So are they going to disappear while we stay here?
They're going to start on foot, but yeah, they're going to start heading back, taking Amira with them.
Then I guess me and Fawning are going to hold the bulwark. I don't like the idea. Can we discern how many we're up against?
It seems to be 2.
Okay. Then I guess I will turn to them and puff out my chest. This is like, you can reveal yourselves, shadow walkers. We are no longer running from you.
You can see 2 sets of eyes sort of reflecting in the dark from the bushes.
Reveal yourself.
And they don't move.
I'm no better than to chase a rabbit in a bush. Funning, get ready. I'll try to flush them out.
Yeah, I can't actually like make any wolf noises, but like Fawning is still in hobbit form, but like yeah, kind of hunched over, ready to
Yeah.
transform or otherwise attack. Yeah.
I will try to quick draw my rifle and put one right between those eyes.
Okay. Go
Hell
for it.
yeah.
I don't
William's
expect
like,
it to hurt. I expect it to flush them out.
I do love the energy though of like, I'm not gonna go chase you. I have a gun. Like this isn't
Again,
the like
don't chase a rabbit.
1500s. Yeah, this
Right.
is the 1500s. We got guns now.
5 plus 4, 9. Ooh, 6 successes.
Oh.
All right. So they got one success.
And what's the damage threshold on that gun? Plus
Yeah.
what?
Plus
Plus 4.
Yeah. But because it is not silvered or fire or anything like that, it will not be aggravated damage. It'll be superficial. But that's still a lot of superficial damage. Yeah, because that's, you said 6 successes?
6, yes.
Yeah, so that's 5 superficial. That's not insignificant. Because once you, kind of how it works, especially for Elliot, since we haven't done a whole lot with health so far, with superficial damage, once you hit your max for your health points, you then restart essentially, and then it becomes aggravated. So if you have 5, and then you take 5 superficial damage, then you start again essentially.
How does the plus 4 on the gun work?
So any of your weapons, whether it's claws, teeth, guns, what have you, whatever the plus is, you add that to the difference. So like anytime that you're shooting, I am rolling opposed to you, or whenever you're doing melee, I'm generally going to be rolling opposed to you, and comparing your number of successes to their number of successes.
Okay, and I got 6 successes.
Yeah, so in this case, because you got 6 successes and it's a plus 4, you have 10 total. They got 1 success, so the difference is 9. You half the damage, which again is where it gets a little crunchy, but not super. Which would be 4.5. We don't do halves in this, so I'm just rounding it up to 5.
Okay.
So, yeah, you absolutely are able to shoot, and immediately you hear yelling from some of the, I guess, neighboring buildings, and you, in the distance, hear police sirens within a few moments that seem to be headed in your direction, because you're in a part of town where Pentex does not have the police necessarily kept at bay intentionally.
Oops.
Do the 2 figures leave the bushes, or are they still hunkered down?
So as soon as you put this bullet into one, they're both going to leap at you. And so that's where we're going to be rolling our opposed rolls for combat. So how are the 2 of you going to fight against these wolves that are pounding at you?
I would like to go Kronos.
Okay.
All right. How do I just make a rage check?
2 rage checks. Yep.
Okay. So I roll 2 dice.
Yep.
I'm at 2 rage.
I think I'll stick to Glabro because I don't. Yeah, I'm running low on willpower. I'm trying to hold on to that. I also only have 1 rage anyway, so this is going to be really funny in a second.
If you run out, I can give you a rage.
Okay. Yeah.
1 success.
So, okay, I did succeed. So. Okay.
Okay, so Funning, you do not lose any rage. You do shift into Glabro. William, you do lose a point of rage because it's 2 rage checks and you only got 1 success, but you are able to shift.
Wait, I'm supposed to roll 2 dice twice?
No, you rolled 2 dice, but you said you only got 1 success.
Yes.
Yeah, so the failure still loses a point of rage.
Okay, so I'm at 1 rage.
Both of you at 1 rage.
I haven't gotten hit yet, is the thing. If I get hit, I'm just going to add a point of rage. Depending on the
Exactly.
circumstance, but anyway,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So shifting. I'm assuming that you're both going to be in melee combat with them.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. So I will have you both roll strength and melee, or not melee, brawl. Sorry.
Okay.
My brawl is 4, my strength is 5, so that's still 9.
Oh, that was really good. Hold on. I'm gonna have to write this down.
Ooh.
That's
6 successes.
and then the one, and then you said brawl.
Yep.
That's 3, and then plus the 2 from Gabbro. Ugh. Okay, so that was 2 criticals and then 6 successes on top of that.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Oh, we.
Like,
So
this is all I'm good at.
Hold on. That's a lot of math. Holy shit.
They
14.
walked into the wrong fight.
Is my math right? Is that 14 successes?
Because
2 criticals and then 6?
6. No, because the criticals are doubled, so it's 4.
Oh,
It's
okay,
10,
so
it's
it's 2
10.
tens, not 4 tens.
Correct. Sorry. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay. So 2 tens is 1 critical.
2 tens, 1 critical. Sorry, 1 critical
Okay.
then.
Okay, I was like, oh my god, that's so many.
no, I wish.
Right?
So 10.
Okay, so 4 plus, I mean, it's still 10. That's still a lot, yeah. So, are you using teeth or claws? Funny. Or I guess it would have to be claws because you're in Glabro.
It has to be. Yeah, it has to be claws. Glabro.
Okay. Yeah, that's still a lot of damage because they didn't roll amazingly well.
Could I also use my Razor Claws ability?
Absolutely.
It is a free minor.
Perfect. And that adds damage,
That adds
right?
3 damage to claw attacks.
Damn, and they already do +3, so
Yep.
fantastic. Okay, hold on. I got a math real quick. So, Fawning, you would do 4 damage to one of the wolves. William, what was your total number of successes?
6.
Okay, so unfortunately, they got a crit, and they also got 6 successes.
Ooh. So we bounce?
I don't remember exactly. I'll have to double check because we haven't really had this happen yet. I'm going to say because they are the attackers initially, that they are going to be the ones who succeed. But it would be the same for you if you were the ones who were initiating. But because they're the ones pouncing. But it's not going to do nearly as much because you got the same amount of successes. Yeah. So with their teeth, math. So that would only be 1, I guess. Yeah, 1 aggravated damage, William.
Okay.
So I think the one that pounces at you is a little bit bigger, William.
Is that the one I shot?
Yeah, we'll say that.
Okay.
And you notice that they have just like highlights of gray in their hair, mostly very dark, but just like in a few different places you see like spots of white or silver.
Okay.
Yeah, so at that point, Funning, what would you like to do in response to being jumped?
I'm gonna keep fucking up this other wolf. Because I assume I got him at least semi good. So yeah, I think I just keep fighting back.
Perfect.
So it's strength and brawl.
Yep.
Okay, and then I have the +2 from glove. Okay, hold on. I have to roll all these dice again. I've never had to use D10s this much.
Yeah, there's so many D10s. So they got 5 successes.
Oof.
2, 3. Shit, well, I only got 4 successes that time.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be 2 points of aggravated damage to you, Funning.
Aggravated.
Fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, so those
Okay.
are the more deadly ones. William, what would you be doing?
More slash and grab.
Okay, let's do it.
I strike at thee. 4 successes.
Oh, they got 5 successes.
Oy.
Yeah.
So not looking the best for our 2 Aruns at this point.
We'll be fine.
Funding really fucked up the one.
Yeah.
So you do have a bit of an advantage, but
I did nuke this one with a bullet, so
yeah, but it was only superficial damage.
yeah. But it stacks up.
Now
It
would
does.
now would be a good time to mention to the audience, hey, if you want to heal our PCs, it's $25.
And it goes to a good cause.
Exactly.
Push the good
Well,
Also,
cause.
it's not 25. It's cheaper than that.
It says 25 in the chat to heal
Oh.
someone. To heal an enemy, it's $10.
I
If
need
you
to
want to
update that.
kill us, your favorite characters.
Yeah.
I mean, some people like to fuck with the players, so I do need to
It
update
adds
that.
tension.
Yeah.
It's 15 to heal, but still. But also, it is a great time to remind you both that in your supernatural forms, you can regenerate health. It does require rage checks, though. So, if you would like to regenerate any of the damage you have taken, you can do that, but it will be a rage check, and you could potentially lose the wolf. And that would be real, real bad.
Yeah.
I still have some health to play with.
I'm
I'm okay.
still fine. Like, I have max stamina. So I've got, what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 health plus Chronos for additional 4. And I'm only at -2.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, so I mean, are you both going to continue fighting then?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, so let's resolve the silvery one. Oh my god. William,
Yeah?
if you want to roll your opposed, they got another crit.
Oy. I roll. What is it? Strength and what?
Brawl.
Strength and
So
brawl.
that is 7 successes.
Hi. So 5 and 4, 9. Five successes.
Okay, so that means you're going to take another 2 aggravated damage as they bite into you.
Ah!
As you said, it adds up.
Yep.
I'm just gonna nickel and dime you. And then Funding, the other one is going to lunge at you again. I guess not really lunge, you're both kind of
We're
at this point.
tangled
wrapped.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. They only got 2 successes though, so
Oh, you can beat that.
Okay, so again, I'm rolling strength and brawl.
Yep.
Okay, so 4 successes.
Okay.
Win.
At this point,
Oh wait,
the
hold on.
one-
I need to roll 2 more dice because I'm Glabro. Still 4 successes, but I thought I'd see.
I
Okay.
love how so far in this session, every time you've had to roll something that you forgot, it's not.
No, it's not been helpful whatsoever, but it's good to try to remember.
Exactly. And you never know. You could get a crit on some of those. So, yeah. So you definitely do more damage. Again, it's not aggravated, so it seems like you have wounded this wolf quite a bit, but not enough that it's near death. But it is going to try to disengage from you and try to retreat into the Umbra.
Do I get... I think I'm going to try for one last, parting blow.
Absolutely.
But I'm imagining poor William still tangled up, and Fawnning's just like running after this retreating
We're
form.
still doing good. We're still doing good.
Oh, I just dropped a die. Oh no. Okay.
They only got 2 successes.
Okay.
You can beat that.
That's 1 crit and a
Okay.
success. 2 more successes and another success. Shit, that was a crit and 4
Yeah, so 8.
successes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you've done a lot of damage. Are you wanting to kill this wolf?
As if that's a question.
I was gonna say I don't think there's any reason for me not to, right? Like there was no instruction to not kill this wolf, so I think Fawning is going to like jump on them and in Glabro form just start, I don't know, trying to like is tearing like chunks out of them or something. Like
Absolutely. Yeah, and as they go unconscious, they shift back into human form. And then, you can tell that they are bleeding out, and it sounds like you're finishing them off.
I think in human form, Fawning will reach around both hands around the neck and just squeeze until there's no more struggle.
Yeah. So now there's just a dead human body in this park.
There sure is.
Another day in Detroit.
Yeah.
And I will add, not every Garou or every shifter in general has the automatic right of dedication that you all do. That's something that your sept does for all of you, because running around Detroit naked is frowned upon somewhat.
That's a good way of phrasing it.
Depends on the city, honestly. Some cities you just kind of go with it. Like
that's fair.
Feels Portland would be fine.
I've been in New York. You just don't.
Yeah, New York or like LA maybe. Probably not that weird. But I think Detroit, it would be very noticeable and very concerning, especially if it happened a lot. But these Garous seem to not be as concerned. So this is a very naked dead body. And you see that William is still tangled up with this other wolf. So William, what are you doing?
Claw, claw, claw.
Go for it.
Ooh, 6 successes.
Damn. They got 4, so you still beat them. So there'd be 3. Yeah, 3 superficial.
Plus my claw damage.
Oh yeah, because you do an extra 3. Hold on. More math.
More math.
The thing that I'm so good at. Okay, so 4. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks because you add it and then you do a half.
It, yeah.
Yeah. It sucks because I'm not good at math. But so this wolf does not seem to be horribly injured, but they are going to shift down into Glabro form. So mostly human, but still supernatural. And so this naked but very hairy woman just says, "You've won today."
Sorry. What? I keep forgetting that we get +4 dice for physical tests.
Oh.
I've been doing this whole thing 4 dice minus.
You could have had so many more successes. And so she just says, "You've won today, but we'll win in the end." And disappears back into the Umbra.
Just a vain swipe at whatever's nothing there.
For comedic effect, Fawning is just runs or tackles air, like
Yes.
Oh!
Yeah, just face plants right into the ground.
Yeah.
Almost like the dramatic anime thing where like they hit the ground but your legs are up in the air.
Yeah. Grass flying everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
In my current form, I'm just gonna try and I'm just gonna say lupus.
Yeah, I will take that as instruction and change to lupus form. Yeah.
And I'll do the same.
Perfect. Yeah, and
And-
that doesn't require any checks, so you're able to do
And we'll
that.
just get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Not
making
going
your
towards
way-
any place we know. Just I'm picking a direction away from the sound of cops.
That's fair.
I'm following William because I don't know what's happening.
At this point, you would know, I think, you would have at least enough Umbral experience, William, that it is not impossible, but it's extremely difficult from the Umbra to track someone in the physical world. So if they really wanted to, they could follow you, but you know the chances of that are very slim.
I'm getting the hell out because of the cops.
Right, right. I just was going to say, like, I didn't know if you would be headed back towards the Sept or just away.
Not just yet. I want to get any physical tracks off of us.
Sure.
We did leave a whole dead body behind, and like
Yeah.
I imagine that, like, clothing aside, Funning's still a little covered in blood. So like
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think it's fair to say it's a whole dead body because you did tear them up.
Eviscerate it.
true. Chunks of dead body.
Yeah. And with that, we're going to cut back over to the Sept. Amira, you remember as you are shifting back from the Krynos form, you remember giving your teammates some of their willpower back with your howl, and then everything was black. And you feel like you're floating for an extended period of time, just sort of adrift, not seemingly in your body, not much around you. But eventually, you see that you are in almost a reflection of the physical world, but all of the buildings look like they are decayed. It is very like a grayscale. There's no color anywhere. And you see other forms, spectral forms, floating about. What would you do?
Given my knowledge of the rite of shadow passage, penumbral senses, and so on, would I have any inkling that I'm in the Umbra? Or my part of me is in the Umbra?
Give me intelligence and occult, please.
Okay. Give me a sec. Occults. 6. Of course, Donna has flopped right in front of my keyboard. So I'm trying
So
to...
helpful.
I think it's a
yeah,
-2 to all rolls, you know, like
Yeah, she's pressing on a key and won't let me change
Yeah.
it. 5 to a 6. Donna,
But only rolls for Rye, not for Amira.
Yeah. Come on. Which button? Move. Move, you silly cat. Come on. Well, I'll have to yeet you.
You say you silly cat as if there's any other form of cat.
Okay, that's it. Yeetus Felinus. She got up. She got fed up of me trying to manhandle her.
Yeah.
That's 1,
the tail
2,
twitching.
3, 4 successes.
Okay. With 4 successes, you would know, I think, that there is a part of the Umbra that typically is inaccessible, both to Garou and to mages, or at least very difficult to access. But you have heard, especially being a Galliard, some tales of legendary Garou who did go into the underworld. And you're fairly certain that is where you are. That you are currently a wraith floating in the afterlife.
I'm gonna go up to one of the other wraiths or floating spirits, and I'm going to observe what they may or may not be doing.
They seem to mostly be kind of mindless. Like, if you look into their eyes, it just seems like they're giving a 1,000-yard stare. Like, they don't seem to have any intelligence to them.
Are there any particularly strong presences in the immediate area?
I would say with your occult role, you're able to sort of reach out with your enhanced senses. And you feel something familiar. And as you start searching around, you see a familiar canine form. The form of John in Lupus.
I blink as much as is possible to blink when you're a wraith, and I'm gonna go and kind of float a little lower as if trying to kneel before John and try to communicate with him. So you made it to this place in one piece, hmm?
And the dog just nods.
I don't think I quite made it in one piece like you, but I gave as good as I got.
I don't think he made it in one piece either.
Yeah, but the way he went out was legendary.
Yeah.
He threw a car and it exploded.
Yeah,
Amira
it was a
just
Michael Bay
tore.
movie for sure.
Yeah, he went all Michael Bay on him, and Amira just slashed and chomped.
Still impressive in her own way.
Yeah, especially for not being combat oriented. Uh, so the next question you ask is, and obviously it might be difficult to get an answer, but she asks, "So how have you been since we liberated the garden?"
You don't get words in response, but you get the sense that he's at peace. But you also kind of get the sense that where you are is not the final resting place, especially for Garou. You know that Wolfholm is sort of more where you're expected to go. It is actually in the Umbra. It is much more lush, colorful, warm. Where you are is very cold. That is the only thing that you feel right now. No real emotions, other than you kind of get that sense of not joy, but peace from John. But everything else just feels cold.
If you're at peace and you went out as a warrior, why are you not in Wolfholm? Is someone holding you here?
And he just tilts his head to the side. And before you can get any response, Amira, you suddenly bolt upright, back in, as the race call it, the skin lands, the physical world.
Is she conscious?
Yes.
Who's around her, if anyone?
At this point, you are hooked up to kind of a homemade hospital setup. You know, like you've got an IV, some monitors and things like that. That you can definitely see the trademarks of Dungeon Raider on some of the electronics. They would have helped set things up. And then you see that Bambi is just sleeping in a chair nearby.
And Amira settles back down, but still with her eyes open. She just glances over at Bambi and just loud enough to possibly get her attention. Like, it's always like you to sleep on the job, ain't it?
And I think that's a fantastic place for us to end this session.
Whew.
We murdered a bunch of people.
But they
You
kind of
did.
had it coming. So
Yeah, I did say this would be a much more combat-oriented session, and I wasn't lying. It has been a pleasure. Thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you all for playing. It's been a great session, and I look forward to playing again next week.